Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? Okay, Deb, you tried. I don't know. We'll have a look. I put the links in there. I don't know if you can copy them. But, okay, that one seems to only have the one in it. See what this one does. Hang on, can I remove pin comment for a sec? Unpin. See if we can pin this one. It still shows only the one until you click into the comment, I think. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Deb, it might be both of us. Okay, this is going to be a quick one because I'm in agony right now. I'm sitting here with a hot water bottle on my back. Yeah, the pain is moving. How you going, Kingdom? J1, Deb, Lucette, how you going? Good to see you guys. Okay, let's go. Okay, the first one we have is this. Okay, James Lee said Mark Zuckerberg is forcing its users to consume softcore porn on its platforms. According to this user, when the algorithm pushes OnlyFans style content, the not interested button mysteriously disappears, but then reappears in other types of videos. What's going on here? And this person believes Meta's run by gooners. Okay, we're going to have a listen to this. Where's the play button? There it is.
Whoever is designing the algorithms at Meta is doing some absolutely hilarious business at the moment. And by hilarious, I mean disgusting. I recently was scrolling on Reels and I had this video pop up, which if you can't tell, obviously they're trying to promote their no content that I have no interest in. So I went to hit not interested on it, right? And for whatever reason, when you go to press not interested on a Meta app, the button doesn't exist anymore. Here, I'll try to get you a better look. Right there, you see it just says interested and report. There's literally no not interested button. And I'm going to show you something else that gives you even more proof that somebody is straight gooning at Meta headquarters. I'm going to try to keep my head over the inappropriate part here, but you can see this is obviously also something that popped up on my reels that is meant to promote some no content that I have no interest in looking at. But once again, to nobody's surprise, the not interested button doesn't exist. But on the next reel, the not interested button suddenly comes back. Watch this. So you can see it here. I'm going to try to cover up the bad parts. I'll show you. Boom, no not interested button. Go to the next reel, which is a funny meme. I don't know where it returns. It's just removed. I don't have any idea why they're doing this. So for whatever reason, not only is Meta forcing you to see Gooner content in your feed, they're not even giving you the option to say you don't want to see it. You just have to look at it. There's no choice to remove it at all.
I believe they're not the only ones. I believe YouTube have done it. I believe that
Whoever is designing the algorithm.
I think X has done it as well. I have to now block all these stupid porn people all over X. Every time I search for something, it pops up in there, and I'm like, why? Okay, here's the clip of US councillors' remarks to the UN General Assembly denouncing the UN 2030 Agenda Sustainable Development Goals. Let's have a listen to this one.
I give the floor to the United States.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I'd like to talk about the International Day of Peaceful Coexistence. The United States strongly supports efforts to sustain peace and pursue diplomatic solutions to crises around the world. We firmly support individual rights as expressed through freedoms of expression, association, peaceful assembly, and religion or belief. They are fundamental to America's security and the promotion of tolerance, mutual respect, and peace around the world. We, however, have decided to call a vote on this resolution. We have a concern that this resolution reaffirms Agenda 2030 and the Sustainable Development Goals. Although framed in neutral language, Agenda 2030 and the SDGs advance a program of soft global governance that is inconsistent with U.S. sovereignty and adverse to the rights and interests of Americans. In the last U.S. election, the mandate of the American people was clear. The government of the United States must refocus on the interests of Americans. We must care first and foremost for our own. That was our moral and civic duty. President Trump also made it clear and overdue course correction on gender and climate ideology, which has pervaded the SDGs. Simply put, the globalist endeavors like Agenda 2030 and the SDGs lost at the ballot box. Therefore, the United States rejects and denounces the Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development and the Sustainable Development Goals and will no longer reaffirm them as a matter of course. We're also concerned that the resolution's titular reference to peaceful coexistence could be co-opted to imply the United Nations endorsement of China's 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, which are not the product of a UN-recognized negotiation by member states and were not endorsed through the UN processes. Any attempt to apply such an endorsement could undermine the UN's independence and important processes and deny member states the opportunity to shape the future of the UN. Further, would undermine international calls for accountability of China's flagrant human rights abuses. Similarly, the concept of dialogue among civilizations is rooted in President Xi Jinping's Global Development Initiative that seeks to shield Beijing from criticisms of its governance system and human rights abuses by redefining basic terms such as democracy, human rights, and justice, and twisting definitions previously set down as foundational texts such as the UN Charter to suit PRC interests.
There you go. Good stuff. So they're getting out of that. Wall Street Apes at American shows the parking garage of the Lloyd Center Mall in Portland, Oregon. These are the stairs you're required to walk up to get to the Barnes & Noble. Lots of graffiti, lots of gross stuff on the ground, lots of rotting food, feces. It's hard to describe the smell, but it's horrific. This is a huge mall with over 100 retail stores. This is Democrat leadership. Leadership or leadership? Looks like leadership. I could imagine the smell would be bad. I would not like to smell it. It'd probably make me vomit, but you know. Bad smells tend to do that. Oh my goodness, look at it. Yep. Well, it looks like some of the stairwells in Sydney, really. And there's Barnes and Noble. Can you imagine walking to it? Why have people stopped shopping there? Malls like this and others. Because of that. Yuck. So I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Then we got this one. Oh, what happened here? Sudden and unexpected said, do you believe this? WHO chief, Dr. Tedros, who I can't stop thinking about dancing in his little tiny shorts that he had on in a gay bar, who did not impose anything on anyone during the COVID-19 or really pandemic, not lockdowns, not mask mandates, not vaccine mandates. We don't have the power to do that. We don't want it and we're not trying to get it. What a load of rubbish. You are, you were, you did. Sorry, mate, but you did. Okay, and the Indian guy from yesterday who's trying to impeach Donald Trump, he left all those puppies, abandoned them in the lab, left them to starve to death, and other people had to go in and rescue those puppies. Hey, Paranormal Oz and Paulie, how you doing? I got your message the other day. Grumpy has got my message, yes. He ended up making me a mod. Thank you. Okay, Great Lakes lady said 40,000 Chinese nationals are being deported and the MSM is silent. Why? I've got to watch my volume first. Hang on. And some of the volumes on these are going up and down as probably mine does when we, sometimes when you talk, the first part comes out louder than the last part. So, okay, anyway, I'm trying to control the volume here.
Did you hear about the 40,000 Chinese students that are going to be deported back to China? So in case you didn't know, for years, China has refused to take back all of their citizens that enter the United States illegally. And each one of those 40,000 individuals that I mentioned earlier had received deportation efforts, and China still refused to take them back. That meant that for years, thousands of Chinese nationals have been walking in the United States freely, even after receiving final deportation orders, because the Chinese government would not cooperate with retrieving their citizens. Now, this has been going on for way over a decade, and it made immigration deportation almost impossible to work with China. But this year, everything changed. After major pressure from the United States, the Chinese government finally caved, and they have officially agreed to take back Chinese citizens. And those deportation flights are starting to fill up. And because of this, over these months, 40,000 Chinese individuals that are Chinese citizens are finally being sent back to their homeland. They're Chinese citizens, but the media only wants us to focus on what's going on in El Salvador, what's going on in Venezuela. But deportation is not exclusive to Mexico. It's not inclusive to Ecuador. It's not exclusive to all of these nations that the media has been feeding us. And you can call it what you want, but I think that's a major win when it comes to our immigration policy. And this is exactly what I and millions of others voted for.
Hell yeah. That's the way.
Did you hear about the...
Get the little infiltrators out. Send them back home. Oh, shivers, gone to the beginning. Okay, apparently this does it too. Not just my chat, but X does it too. Okay, who's this? Rad said, Albo is a traitor. When will people learn? Albanese and Wong dined with their CCP friends. Of course they did. Remember they were with their little Palestinian friends before, or Indians? What was it? Okay, Labor has courted Beijing-backed property developers and senior figures in the Chinese Communist Party's foreign influence arm in a pre-election push for donation and votes in key seats. So are there people here? Are there people here to vote for Chinese best interests, which would be Labor? Is that what they're here for? Mrs. S 2023 said, Gaza is none of our business. Gifting our money to Hamas is not, what? Fair and not reasonable. Build homes for our homeless. Put Australia first. On May the 3rd, flush these turds. Okay. Fighting jihad, importing jihad. Okay, the Australian government, according to Rob Smith here, and I still forgot to say it, everyone mentioned here is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything here is theory until proven fact, even if it is fact, apparently. Yep, the Australian Labor government has provided an estimated $32.2 million to Palestine in 2024-25, including $20 million to UNRWA. Further to that, upon a ceasefire, Penny Wong has committed to $1 billion over 3 years to rebuild Gaza. Penny Wong said rebuilding Gaza is a top priority for Labor should we win the election. Yeah, the homeless aren't, the Australians aren't, but Gaza is and Hamas is. Work that out. Meanwhile, Labor are planning on taxing anyone who has over $3 million in their superannuation, which is a 401k over here in Australia, and unrealised gains. They're going to tax unrealised gains. So that means if you bought your house at $30,000 back in the 70s and it's worth over $1 million now, they're going to start taxing you every year on how much your house is worth. I think they're trying to show the people who are still asleep what is going on. They're going to find out the hard way. Diamond and Silk said the FBI demotes agents who knelt during George Floyd protests, and so they bloody well should. Demote them? Kick them out. I didn't say that. Wall Street Maverick said China caves on 125% tariff for major US export. They're giving in by the look of it, guys. I think China's collapsing. Because from the videos I'm seeing, it looks like China's collapsing, but I don't know because I'm not there, you know? And they're videos. So who knows? Okay, Cat Turds said, but tariffs don't work. Right Angle News Network said breaking, Apple has just confirmed that nearly all iPhones will be built outside of China, with 19 million chips set to be manufactured in the United States. Well done. Look, it's working. Everything everyone voted Trump in for is happening. Well, most of it. We're still waiting on the Epstein files, really. Okay, Katie said Australia's being infiltrated by foreign powers from all angles. There's no doubt in my mind that our politicians are not working for the Australian people. What gave you that idea? Minister denies wrongdoing amid Beijing-linked Chinese volunteer scandal. Do you think that these people are sent here to Australia to help China by voting for these people? Because that's what I think's happening. And yes, they should be sent home. Not all of them. There's some people who are genuinely do want a better life and they came here and they're freaking out about what's going on, and I understand that. But all these students and things, no, send them back. Wall Street Maverick has said a new study has sparked some concern as it says that computer tomography CT exams in the US could result in I don't know if this is true, guys. This could result in 103,000 future cancers, which would account for 5% of all new cancer diagnosis. Study authors have projected that over 100,000 cancers would result from 93 million scans performed in 2023 alone. The study was published in the JAMA Internal Medicine. Now, I don't know. I might have to bookmark this in the bookmark it into folder to talk to Timmy about that, because I am not 100% sure, but it's looking like maybe CT scans might be dangerous. I don't know. Gunther Eagleman said, when these people tell you who they are, believe them. Ilhan Omar did an interview 7 years ago and preached about how Trump was the source of all Islamophobia and how white men are basically the boogeymen of America. We should be monitoring, profiling, and creating policies to fight the radicalisation of white men. She says this as she completely disregarded the number of people from her country in America who defected to ISIS and ISIL. Can we deport her back to Somalia yet? This kind of person is a cancer on American society, and I'm not going to play it because I don't want to listen to the BS coming out of her mouth. She is insane, delusional, evil. I don't know which one describes her better. Probably evil is the best one. I did see someone say on X this morning that she's angry because she was mutilated at birth, as most of the females over there are with female circumcision. And since then, she's not been able to have any pleasure in anything, and therefore she is angry all the time. That's what someone said on X this morning. I thought it was quite funny, but I wasn't going to share it because they didn't put it the way I did. They just stated the fact, really. Proud Elephant said, this is the way. Natalie Winters said, I'm all for deporting illegals, but can we arrest the people who brought them here too? Elon Musk said 100%. Okay, Doge Designer said, we are at a fork in the road of human destiny. Musk, we are. We're at the fork. Which way are we going to go? Daisy Media said, I asked Mark Carney what the next step in the tariff trade war with the US is, and he said he will be negotiating with Donald Trump. Okay, this looks interesting. We'll keep an eye on what's going on there. And that is it for that news on X, because I've been in so much pain. I haven't been able to do much, guys. Sorry. I got stuck in bed this morning for a couple of hours till I got myself out and started moving and thought moving's the best thing for a sore back. Okay, Biden auto pen bombshell oversight project releases new alarming analysis of Biden's executive order signatures. They're going to be blown out of the water. So this is the auto pen A and auto pen B. Oh, okay. The Biden auto pen scandal is growing by the day. The oversight project gathered every document they could find with Biden's signature. All used auto pen signatures except for the announcement that he was dropping out of the 2024 election. Wow, okay. New analysis of executive order signatures showed an increased use of the auto pen as President Biden's mental and physical decline accelerated, the oversight project revealed on Thursday. Joe Biden used a wet signature on every executive order during the first year and a half of his presidency. However, in late spring and early summer of 2022, everything changed and Biden's auto pen appeared on every clemency warrant and executive order. The Oversight Project's analysis of executive order signatures shows Biden's first year in office compared to 2022 to 2025. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, in 2021, there was no auto pen. There were 78 orders and he signed them. In 2022, 14 were done by auto pen. There were 29 orders, so nearly half. By July 2022, it was all of them, actually. In 23, 24 orders and 16 were signed by auto pen. 24, 19 were ordered and 14 signed by auto pen. And by 2025, 14 ordered and 14 auto pens. Our investigation highlights several executive orders that are particularly concerning due to their political weight. These orders, all signed with the auto pen, address sensitive issues such as national security, public health and military justice. Below are key examples. Executive Order 14097, Combating International Drug Trafficking. This order authorised the activation of the Ready Reserve of Armed Forces to address international drug trafficking, expanding emergency powers to combat a national security threat. Executive Order 14098, Sanctions on Sudan, May the 4th, 2023. This order imposed sanctions on individuals destabilising Sudan, addressing threats to US national security and foreign policy. Executive Order 14114, Countering Russian Aggression, December the 22nd, 2023. This order expanded sanctions targeting Russia's military, industrial base and financial institutions, amending prior orders to counter Russian aggression. Executive Order 14118, Terminating the Zimbabwe Emergency, March 4th, 2024. This order revoked a national emergency regarding Zimbabwe acknowledging ongoing concerns about violence and corruption while lifting sanctions. Executive Order 14122, Public Health Preparedness, April 12, 2024, focused on COVID and public health. This order transferred responsibilities to the Office of Pandemic Preparedness and Response Policy and revoked COVID-19 related orders. Executive Order 14130, amending the Manual for Courts Martial, December 20th, 2024. This order updated the Manual for Courts Martial to align with legislative changes, including randomised selection of court-martial members. Previous analysis by the Oversight Project reveals out of 51 clemency warrants issued by Biden, 16 were signed with AutoPen A and 16 were signed with AutoPen B, and 19 appeared to be wet signatures. Per the Oversight Project, the Biden White House issued 51 clemency warrants in 4 years. 4,245 people received clemency during the Biden administration. This includes, I'm reading this person, I'm already down here. This includes 37 of the most brutal murderers on a federal death row, a person who murdered 2 FBI agents, people who provided military support to Iran, Dr. Fauci, General Milley, the J6 committee, members of the Biden family, and hundreds of drug dealers. Every warrant in this group was signed with an AutoPen. Here are the stats on the 51 warrants. 16 were signed with AutoPen, 16 were signed with AutoPen B, and 19 appear wet signed. Note the subtle differences between AutoPen A and B. AutoPen A has the bigger space between the P and H in Joseph than AutoPen B. There are also subtle differences in the B in Biden and how the word junior is written. Okay, this is, I don't know, AutoPen A is this side. AutoPen B, yeah, it's much shorter. It's very different, actually. The R's are different as well. That's just from looking at it. So are the P's in Joseph. Yep, they're very different. See, the R's are different. The B's, yep, they're slightly different. They got a bigger bottom than normal, and these little things at the end are. Okay, oh, there's a bigger picture of it. That would have helped. Oh, now these are the smaller ones, and these are the bigger. No, they all have the same. Okay. Oh my goodness. Who was in charge of Joe Biden's AutoPen? We'd all like to know. According to the New York Post, Steve Nelson, a key Biden aide may have exceeded their authority by unilaterally determining what documents to robo-sign. An insider told the New York Post that he feared this key Biden aide. I fear no one as much as I feared that staffer. To me, the staffer basically was the president, the person said. No one ever questioned the staffer, period. Is Neera Tanden the key aide behind Biden's AutoPen pardons? Tanden went to work as a key Biden White House staffer after she was forced to withdraw her nomination as OMB director. The Oversight Project pointed out that Neera Tanden was the White House staff secretary when Joe Biden AutoPenned pardons from a golf course in the US Virgin Islands. Wow. President Trump on Sunday called for the person or persons who operated Joe Biden's AutoPen to be jailed. Go, guys. Do it. Use your brain, Jessica. Jesse Waters smokes Democrat shield Jessica Tarlov for defending MS-13 and border lawbreakers on live TV. We have Border Czar Tom Homan signals imminent arrest for sanctuary state officials. Tells TGP's Conradson, wait until you see what's coming. I meant what I said. Does that mean Governor Gavin Newsom as well? Yeah, hopefully. Reporter FBI agent Elvis Chan, key figure in 2020 election censorship scheme, placed on terminal leave. What does terminal leave means? Permanent leave, I believe. Terminal sounds life-ending. Rose Unplugged, The Colourful Lie, Dr. Malone on why food dyes are under fire. President Trump delivers commencement speech at University of Alabama at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Far-left college Democrats shocked and disgusted. January 6 defendant and former foster child Isaac Thomas struggling to survive after the pardon. Horror. Illegal alien with lengthy criminal history fatally shoots a Texas father in front of his children. Awesome. Former Democrat Batya Ungar Sargon absolutely lights up Indian-born Democrat congressman pushing to impeach Donald Trump. Good. Can someone light him up a bit more? I've got a lighter here. It might help. Okay, hidden stock is a secret key for AI like ChatGPT trades for less than $5. Arizona grand jury returns 5-count indictment against alleged Tesla arsonist. Insane. Zelensky hints Ukraine may attack Victory Day parade in Moscow that will include 20 heads of state. Yeah, here he is, the Indian guy. Vicious Michigan Democrat known for animal cruelty who left 118 beagles in the lab to starve is leading Trump's impeachment push. Crazy. Somebody got to her. Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre's father breaks silence in first live interview and says she didn't die by suicide. And I think I'm going to have to leave it there, guys. Hang on. DeSantis offers to fly illegal aliens to El Salvador, says he's ready to round up 10,000 within 72 hours if DHS approves the plan. Okay, I am going to leave it there because I am in agony and you don't want to hear about it, okay? You really don't. I'll just be moaning. Okay, Deb. I've got one for now. Where's the other one? Deb said I'll have to get some tips from Alex. Yeah, well, I put both of them in there, and I don't know if, unless maybe... Yeah, see, I still can't see, and I don't... Oh, shivers. Okay, and I don't know how to. I don't know what happened there. I don't want to buy Stripe, but anyway, I don't think they're working. Have YouTube done something? Kingdom said, hey, everyone, God bless, hope all is well. You too, Kingdom. Deb said, it's very dancey music. Oh, you know the music in the beginning? I realised it didn't say what I thought it did. Dead? I can't even talk now. Oh, my God. It doesn't say committing crime, the only way to win at life. It says commit and climb, as in climbing up that hill. And where it says mood you lack, it means mood you lack. Oh, my God. So there you go. There was 2 words in that I had completely gotten the wrong way. I thought they were saying commit and crime's the only way to win at life, but it wasn't. It was commit and climb is the only way to win at life. So climb. Keep climbing, guys. Yeah, Deb said, not sure either, Hev. Paranormal Oz is here. Lucette said, great that the US is telling the UN to shove the Agenda 2030 up their jacksies. Yes, I agree, Lucette. Okay. Alex is asking how we're going. Yeah, I'm all right, except for my back is screaming at me. Lucette said, Tedros is backpedaling like crazy. Sybil, how you going? Deb said she needed to get some good sleep. It's hard being in different time zones, Paulie. Yes. Yeah, poor Alex. I tend to want to I don't want to message her because I just want to let her sleep. She needs it. And plus she's healing from a cat scratch of the face, I do believe. I hope that's okay. It didn't get infected or anything. Polly Donut said, thank you, Deb. I really appreciate you let me know. Sherry, how you going? Deb said, I sent an email to Alex yesterday letting her know we love her. Sybil said, Henry Kissinger's unwanted women are disease carriers. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I heard the rates of STDs are flying up in women. Whew. So glad I'm not in that race. What race? I don't even know what the race is anymore. I'm just sticking to myself. Paulie said, yes, Deb, 100%. Deb said, they must not like Dutton because Albo has his head up their ass so deep. Yeah, well, Dutton has now preferenced One Nation for a lot of their seats, second seats, if they don't get in. So we'll wait and see how that all goes. Sybil said, thanks, Hev. God love you. Deb said, all for entertainment purposes only and fair use as well, which I forgot to mention at the beginning. Oh, my God. No, I'm in a lot of pain. I can see why I overlooked it in the beginning because it's the only thing I can think. I can't even concentrate properly. Deb said, by the way, it's becoming illegal to be homeless in Australia. Good on them. How are they going to manage that? Where are they going to put these people? In re-education camps? I don't know. Some kind of jail? I don't know. Deb said, bend over, folks. Lucette said, Deb, yeah, because look, that's where the STDs are coming from, the government. No, I'm kidding. Lucette said, Deb, in London, they've started planting spikes in some of the pavements to stop homeless people sleeping on the streets. I saw one the other day when I went to get my hair cut, mind you, sleeping in what you call like an arcade. It's just it's open, an open arcade, so, but part of it has a shelter over it, and that's the bit this guy was sleeping in. I felt really sorry for him. Yeah, that's bad, Lucette. Virginia said, good evening, everyone. Hey, going, Virginia. Sybil said Omar's husband came home to find her with another man. Yes, she married a husband to get him in the country as well. Ilhan Omar, by the way, is a brother lover. I don't know. I have no idea what they did, but she married her brother to get him into the USA. How twisted is that? Sybil said she's enjoying something. Yeah, being a communist. Her brother? J1 said her brother. Lucette said, FGM, if she's from Somalia, she probably has had that done, but not at birth, when she reached puberty. Oh, okay. It's brutal. They cut off the clitoris, cut off the outer lips, and sew them together. Oh, my Godfather. Yes, I understood it was brutal. I didn't quite know that much about it, Lucette. Thank you for letting me know. Lucette said, leaving just a small hole for urine and menstrual blood to pass through, all of this while the girl is screaming in agony. Sometimes the girl dies from blood loss or infections. Lovely. And that's what we're importing into. Yeah, great. Deb said, and all white men will be now given harsher punishment in England and nothing for immigrants, of course. J1 said, Lucette, there goes my breakfast. Yes. I'm lucky I haven't eaten breakfast yet. Lucette said it's called infibulation. On her wedding night, her husband will cut open the stitches to consummate. Ah! Ouch. No. Whoa. Yep, Lucette said J1. Yes, it's sickening. Now I feel sick. Oh, Lucette says, so when people say female circumcision, they usually think it's just a matter of cutting off a bit of skin like males. No, it's much worse than that. Much, much, much worse. Lucette says, sorry about all that, but I feel very strongly about it. No, you're right. We need to know. People need to know. Because we're letting these people in our country, and if we let in enough of them, it's going to change the whole demographic of our country, and we may be under their law. So if you're all for doing this to young girls, then keep going, guys. Okay. Sybil said she ran the streets with her lover when she was married, like a tramp. Sybil said, who does these type of things? Deb said, completely understand. I learnt about it a very long time ago, Lucette. Lucette said, another reason why I hate Islam. MJ said, you'll better look up terminal leave. Terminal leave. What is it? Because it sounds like death. Oh. Sick and carers leave. What? Well, that's in Australia. Hang on. Terminal leave meaning. Yeah, there we go. leave, a vacation from employment whose conclusion end coincides with the conclusion of the employment. Final leave before discharge from military service. There you go. Okay. I don't know. Sounds deadly to me. How you going, MJ? Deb said, so America doesn't have animal welfare? Oh, they do, I believe. Isn't that what PETA was? PETA? But, yeah, they care more about just taking people's animals off them and going shooting squirrels in people's homes and things like that than actually doing their job. MJ, but you know that if you're a lab, you can do anything to the animals and they don't care. MJ said, hey, Deb, I was late. Lucette said, Hev, with hugs. Sybil said, my bitch is more well behaved. MJ said, what hasn't you done, huh? Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it's doing, but it's trying to stop everything by the look of it. I got hit yesterday with copyright strikes from BBC. This is not the first time either, okay? BBC copyrighted me talking like this. With this, so none of their content. I'm talking and this is up. And they copyrighted 2 bits of that. I cannot believe what they're doing. It's insane. I appealed once. No, that was another one. I have appealed this one. We'll see how it goes. I even wrote in there, I thought fake copyright strikes are illegal or copyright claims are illegal. Deb said, get good rest, our Hev. Yep. Sybil said, hi there, Hev. Pat, how you going? I'm waving, you just can't see me. Deb said, slowly healing last I heard. MJ said, go relax, Hev. Hope you feel better. Hev, back pain is horrible. Go rest up, heal. Yeah, the reason I came on, it's not as bad as my headaches are. But just every now and then when I move, it nearly takes your breath away. Deb said, hello, our beautiful Pat. Sybil said, unfortunately, they have some things more nastier coming our way in the form of STDs. Sybil said, Ebola is now classified as an STD. Wow. Deb said, they're clearing parks of the homeless. Keep it in the family. It went into law yesterday. Yeah, I don't see how they're going to be able to stop it. Sybil said they are polygamous. Liberals are this way. They are called swingers. Oh, yep. I know a swinger, polygamous. Yeah, it's polygamous, sorry. I was thinking, I'm just pronouncing that wrong, I'm sure. Yeah, I have heard of them. Yeah, it does seem to be a bit of a left-leaning thing. Yeah, no thanks. But yeah, that I don't know. Would they be okay with cutting little girls' parts up and sewing them back together for a man to later on maybe break those? Oh, my God. Deb said it's a physical chastity belt. MJ said, what the what? Awful, nasty, men. That's freaking Handmaid's Tale stuff, yeah. And people were thinking Trump's going to be Handmaid's Tale stuff. No, that's Islam. Lucette said, Deb, and it ensures women don't enjoy sex so they won't be unfaithful. Deb said Oprah was helping these girls once upon a time, or pretended. Lucette said, MJ, and the worst thing is women doing the cutting while the mother holds down the daughter, but men won't marry uncircumcised women. Oh, my God. MJ said, it is so sick, so sick. Deb said, something's wrong with men wanting this. Yes, definitely. Lucette says, sorry to gross everyone out, but people don't know what really happens. No, we do need to know. J1 said, try some nutmeg, Hev. Deb said, no, not at all, Lucette, sweetie. MJ said, I knew they cut the clitoris in African countries, but didn't know about the stitching thing. Lucette said, MJ, yep. Deb said, yes, it's done to young girls. So, yeah, there you go. Sybil said Oprah and Soros work in tandem with the FCC pushing propaganda. All the media does. All of it, I believe. Anyway, guys, I've got to go and take care of myself. Much love, and I hopefully will be back tomorrow. If you don't see me, you know why. I'm kind of seizing up here. Okay, guys, much love. See you soon. Bye.